As the curtain gently slid open, the doctor peered his head around quietly, looked at my mom. Her eyes were puffy from crying. Her brow was furrowed from worry, holding back more tears as she listened to his words. Ma'am, be prepared. If your son survives his aneurysm, he will be significantly disabled for the rest of his life. I lay in a coma, unable to speak, unable to move. But those words went into my body and became the first layer of architecture it took me nearly 45 years to uncover. It is that same level of identity that I find in every woman entrepreneur that I work with. A false identity, an identity that's disempowered, an identity that might feel weak, not worthy, not strong, not lovable, not good enough. What we do is rewrite that story so that you become powerful in mind, body, and work. And that is what identity architecture is about. You're doing everything right. You're working hard, you're devoted, you're showing up, you've invested in coaches and programs. Your energy is inconsistent, pal. It fluctuates with confidence. Should you try harder? Is the problem me? You ask yourself. I want you to hear this directly. No. The problem is not you. The problem has nothing to do with you. Quite frankly, it's not a problem. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what it is and what to do about it. Here's a principle that changes everything. Capacity follows safety. Your nervous system will not allow you to do something that you do not feel comfortable and safe doing. Rene Descartes said it this way: I think, therefore I am right. So what if the I am that I think I am is unworthy, unlovable, not good enough, stupid? We find ourselves in situations where we have to demonstrate worthiness, brilliance, power, poise, and strength. The nervous system is going to say, no, don't do that. Pull back. This is contrary to who we are. This is contrary to I am that. And our nervous system invites us to play small, not to trick us, but to keep us from getting hurt, to keep us from peril, to keep us from perishing. That old identity, it's kept us safe all of these years. So until your capacity grows, until you get a larger container, you will stay where you are. You will limit your ability and how you show up in the world. That's science. Here's how I think about all of this, and this is the model everything else builds on. Your conscious mind is the architect. Your subconscious mind is the builder. Your subconscious mind will build based on the identity that it holds. It can only build to the skill set of the identity that it holds. So your conscious mind is creating these wonderful, beautiful, elaborate plans, and you think, yes, I want to do this. This is going to be great. This is going to be beautiful. This is going to be grand. And you start getting all excited about what you're going to do. Then you turn those plans over to your ability, which is the builder, which is in the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind says, oh, wait a second here. I'm all of these things that are negative, disempowered, unworthy, unlovable, not good enough, stupid. And so the product that you get is going to be compounded by the identity that we hold. And then we wonder, how come this thing that I'm putting out feels like crap? And that self-fulfilling prophecy validates the negative self-thought and the negative self-talk that's playing in our life. I think, therefore I am. And it shows up in the output. Our experience of life is our dominant thoughts manifesting. How I hold myself is showing up in the world every time. This is identity architecture at work. Let's update that self-thought, that self-talk, that image that I think, therefore I am, to something that's powerful and potent in mind, body, and work. Still being children, a part of ourselves to protect ourselves. That's the blueprint. Here's the question. What if we flipped that? I want to share something with you that happened during one of my near-death experiences. Here's a third one. I went out to the edge of the universe where time folds back on itself. And in that space, I had a profound realization after 3 days in the hospital and recuperating at home for 3 days without sleep, downloading massive bits of information. Now, I want you to imagine a triangle. It's a triangle, simple triangle, with the word access at the bottom. And on one side, there's identity. On the other side, there's capacity, those words. And the idea in this triangle is that as our identity improves and our capacity improves, we rise on this pyramid to a point that has great access. Well, what would happen if we flipped that pyramid upside down so that the point of the pyramid pointed straight down into the earth where we are now? The point comes down to where we are now. That's the point. And then we start off with identity and capacity very, very close together, kind of like when we're first born and we're learning. We learn and we grow. We take 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, and each step that we take, we develop more confidence. And that confidence feeds competency. And that competency feeds confidence. And our identity increases and our capacity increases as we learn and we grow. And as we continue moving up that ladder, or moving up that back and forth, our access is growing. That pyramid is opening up wider and wider and wider till we have this tremendous funnel of access available to us. We bring that down into the world now. And it's from that place that we serve our clients. It's from that place that we serve our ability. An open channel of expanding access based on identity and capacity growing. That's modern inversion. And that's what I learned out at the edge of the universe, where time folds back on itself. It's a powerful experience. Wouldn't trade it for anything. Now, the good news is once you've seen that, you can unsee it. And I want to give you something that's going to feed modern inversion, help you improve modern inversion. And that is the ASK framework, the ASK framework. A stands for attitude. You have a positive mental attitude or a negative mental attitude. Let's have a positive mental attitude. What are we saying to ourself? Self-talk and self-thought is SK. Are we kind to ourselves? Are we kind to others? So when we have a positive mental attitude, positive self-talk, positive self-thought, we are kind to ourselves and others, it makes that modern inversion flow much more quickly. ASK. Check it out and let me know what you think. So notice where you are on that framework, that ASK framework. Just take note of that. And before we go into the next part, and I give you something else, I want you to make sure that you're in a place where your conscious attention is not required elsewhere. What I want you to do is take a breath in through your nose, hold at the top, and exhale slowly through your mouth, like this. And then again. And then again. Now notice how you feel in your body. That's your nervous system calming and relaxing. And you can practice this by yourself every day. Observe the world around you. You can also attend a self-hypnosis for identity reclamation workshop, and hold them once a month. Take an even deeper dive into the meaning of this and the physiology behind this. I was involved in an important study that was funded by the NIH, National Institutes of Health. I was fortunate to be one of 5 hypnotherapists that ran sessions in this study that in the long run proved hypnotherapy and mind power was as good, if not better, more durable in the long run, as a matter of fact, in drug therapy and the treatment of a serious medical condition that affects over 30 million women in the United States of America. Urinary urgency and incontinence. In that 2-hour workshop, we talk about the principles of self-hypnosis, nervous system, how to calm the nervous system, how to start creating a more balanced, intentional life for yourself, which is the basis for making durable change. Mind. Basis for making durable change. Mind. get that verbal change into the body, and we can get that mind-body work expression flowing more naturally. So I'll drop the link in the comments, and you can find out how to come on board and join us. If you want to take that a step further, you then learn to take the stories that you've learned. Like I said, it took me several years, it was 45 years to rewrite that story of significantly disabled to differently abled. That original sensitizing event landed in my body was architecture that carried on through my life for many, many years. You can transform that into something powerful by having a vision on top of a calm nervous system, being grateful for your life and your life story, assembling that into a structure, into an architecture that your body can carry, and presenting that to those people that would benefit from it most. So what if your story, what if everything you've been through in your life is the roadmap that becomes somebody else's survival guide? I'll drop the link to that in the comments as well, and you can get on the waiting list. Until next time, this is Christian Raphael, medical support, clinical hypnotherapist. Be kind, be well, be a blessing.